Just reading it.
Yeah, so we are just looking now at Kavan and Kavane, right? They're both acceptable here.
No, only Kavan.
Oh no, Kavane is is C. Sorry, yeah. So this is where you don't have any background information about the people. So non-delinked context. And here it's behaving like which, and it should be bad, right?
Ma'am, I think there's some mistake in this. Please show third one.
A.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
So
Okay.
this is where this one now is behaving like which of the Kavane. But then shows the one where the two are different, unme se and kaun sa. You had a no and a yes, like was it the first context?
Actually, ma'am, I think there is a mistake in the glossing. Here it should be who, and here it should be which. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm trying to find the context where Iman se kavan and kavane have different values. In your table at the end.
Okay.
Let's
Yeah.
look at the table and then come back. So context 1, context 2 is where they differ, right? Kavane and Aman se kavan, and I want to see if it's the same difference that we have in Hindi or Marathi or whatever between. So that is context 2. Let's look at context 2. Okay. So here this is shopping trip. So this is the one where you don't have you have a potentially given set but not an actually given set, right? And in English we can say which book, but we can't say which of the books. And in Bhojpuri also you can't say which of the books, and in Hindi also you can't say unme se kaun si kitab kharidi because okay. And I think the same in all of the languages for the partitive. And you can say kavane here.
Yes, because of.
Say kaun si in this case. तुमने कौन सी किताब खरीदी?
Okay. Here it's all right because of this. I think. तू कौन किताब के खरीदला?
What is
के?
किस किताब को खरीदा?
Yes.
It's like accusative marker.
Yes.
Suppose you remove that because with inanimate it's necessary.
तुमने कौन सी किताब को खरीदा?
तू कौन? Yeah. तू कौन किताब खरीदला? I think हो जाएगा नहीं.
बल्कि if adding K should make it worse, right? Because this is not a context where we have a given. But you, Salman, you were nodding that you can get it okay even without the K, right? And in Hindi, we can get kaun si kitab in this context, right? Same like Marathi for this T, right? So this is really where the English and the it goes like which N, but not like which of the N. Then where's the difference between, because there's a three-way distinction, and what was the context where kavan and kavane were different? What context was that? Context 1. Okay, so you have to have context 1, and you can say which kavan aadmi. You know, I would check this also with some other, like Admi is almost like person, no? Like it's a little bit bleached. So I'm wondering, it's not really like which person. If I think of it as which person, I can say it.
But then it would be polluted in this context.
Well, I have to think, but I think this is, it's worth thinking about whether you could say, would you say which student, Kavan, if you are in a college setting where, you see some student going in, but you don't know, there are hundreds of students, right, thousands. Can you say Kavan student andar diya? Like Kavan student?
Yes.
And Hindi also we can say Kavan student andar diya?
even then you know, no matter how large the number of students is, but you still knew that he was a student.
You know that he's a student, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to see whether that is enough, because you can say which man, I could see he's a man, right? He's adult, male. Anyway, this is what I think we might need to tease apart a little bit more, but the three-way distinction is definitely interesting. Four-way, we have four-way as opposed to three-way in English, right? That's what we are.
मैम एक एग्जांपल देना चाहूँगा लाइक कौन जूता पहनला तू कौन जूता पहनला एंड इफ देयर इज सम होल इन अ शू सो वी कैन से कौने जूता में होल है तो
Because the jutas are all the same.
या so here we are getting distinction between कौन and कौने
So you cannot say कौन जूता में होल है.
नहीं कौने जूता में
You
होल है
have to say कौन है, because they're both the same.
Hmm.
Like it's only left and right, but there's
Then is it that Kavane is the oblique form for Kavan?
कौने is oblique form for कौन
Like in the from the case that you just said, like
actually that's what I pointed out there but ma'am
okay,
हाँ
okay, but Salman is not getting it with the.
Yeah.
He doesn't need the K.
One A K,
वो सर अभी बात नहीं कर वो कंफ्यूज है उसमें
K गलियारा में गए.
इसमें confusion है?
वन ए
One A में.
या
अपने K गलियारे में गए.
हम्म
You can say I don't know.
I think you can say that.
Yeah.
All our Bhojpuri instincts are
I-
good.
It has to be like one year on the Bhojpuri
Yeah.
channel.
So क्या confusion क्या है, लेकिन I'm just curious. Disagreement among you or
सर
Saurabh, you don't like it or you like it?
Actually, we know, like, man is entering.
So you feel like you should. Suppose you can't tell.
ask.
Okay, suppose it's too far to tell whether it's a man or a woman. तब क्या पूछोगे?
Then it is okay. Like,
Then
someone
it's okay.
goes, like,
No, but suppose you want to know which person है, कौन सा आदमी क्या है? आप उन्हें जानते हो क्या?
can I say it be okay if you are like seeking more information, like,
हम्म
That's
who
what you're.
specific one? A big K.
You may have seen a man, but you want to know that he कौन है ये.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Then it will be okay. K. Who? More specific one.
ले अच्छा लेकिन हम लोग मैं और सलमान ये कहेंगे कि कौन आदमी तब ओके होगा सर के केस
अरे
में
वो तो ठीक है.
हम्म
ये भी शायद इस्तेमाल कर अभी कौन गया? आप जानते हो उसे?
ठीक है हाँ के जल
हाँ.
मैं पता नहीं या
You add that. Do you know him? Do you recognize him? Add that and see if it works.
ओके
It's working for them anyway.
Then it works. Like if
Only
we
name
add
that it's not working.
So do you always answer con with a human, or can you answer it with a Kavan with a human, or do you always answer? Can you
नहीं,
answer
both.
it with a non-human?
both we can use it with both
K?
K
K,
K is not delicate right
no, humans
हाँ.
they're asking. K मतलब कौन और क्या में जो फर्क है वो
के आदमी नो वी कांट
नहीं
हाँ
सिर्फ K वो K है अगर मान लो पूछो तो is it
it's for human only and क्या for things okay ये का फिर का K and का K for human का for inanimate things yeah
क्या
it was
But something lower in the animacy had, I think like something animate but lower than humans, it's
I think that is probably going to be the same as for English who, what or Hindi कौन क्या like it's a very subjective kind of hierarchy right where you draw the line.
there is
The word behind it, like,
Same.
concept in Hindi, but we are not sure about that. Kavane.
Kavane sounds that
Yeah,
it's seeming like concept right?
Seems like.
Praveen has a question.
I think if you could go to your 4D.
fourth
Tu ka banaila.
Fourth one.
And tu ka liyela.
हाँ
Because Praveen has pushed his way. Let's do
Sorry,
Praveen.
did I-
No,
yeah
it's fine. Let's finish. Yeah.
Yeah.
4.
4D, that's you.
Hmm.
There's a hash mark there, so
Yes.
that's not acceptable to you, right?
yes
In that context.
In that context.
yes
So, is there another context where that would be okay for you?
yes the next one
The next one.
when there are different types of dishes then it will be okay
It's like English what? The the same, right?
Yes.
Then that's right. Different type, it will be.
Yeah.
Sir.
You want to see second?
पहले के था पहले मुझे के की पहले वाली ये नहीं there was a K where you put a hash K
This one.
K Nobel पुरस्कार title हो
Who?
Because you already told us in Nigerian is there. It's just like one more specific but K. You can there in there.
उस दिन मैम भी डिस्कस कर रही थी आप.
So I think this is the kind of case where people, I also thought that, I forget now, but some people accept, like who exactly?
if I put KK
Then it will be like more than
More than.
like one
मिला है
But then in this context, it should be odd people. You said one, and then you're saying one.
पुरस्कार मिलेगा. No, sir is saying that
A you said Jital instead of Jital you could put no in B
मिलल.
Milan. So can I put it there?
KK नोबेल पुरस्कार मिलल है. Yeah. Home. Yes.
So why should that make a difference? This whole, you're saying
Where?
each of the Nigerians have got is okay, but one is bad.
Maybe if with Milna they're getting the sense of who have already won so there is a list of people Nigerians who have won the Nobel Prize.
Right now
But Jeetga so win is
Why should
maybe
yeah.
making it right now that this time who won it.
So,
Milna is also right
Is it because of the oblique?
so this
can be right
Is it because of the oblique case that she is saying?
no. So the problem is not with oblique here.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Oh, because Milna will take.
किसको मिला and किसने जीता?
किसने जीता और किसको मिला उसमें उससे फर्क पड़ रहा है.
मेरे हिसाब से तो पढ़ रहा था.
You said
Because this-
कौन Nigerian के
कौन नाइजीरियन के नोबेल पुरस्कार मिलल है. I can say. Yeah. I think Salman. Yeah.
कौन is oblique person.
Yeah.
That would be the difference with the
Exactly
case.
what she was saying.
Okay.
I have a doubt. Can you say in Hindi इसमें कौन सी book? इसमें से
इनमें से कौन सी किताब?
So can you say like that?
Oh, cover name.
Man से cover name. Like, can you say that?
एमन से कौने.
Man से cover name Nigerian novel.
एमन से कौने. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The sentence is grammatical. Each sentence is grammatical. In the context is not.
Right, not in this context.
एमन से कौने नाइजीरियन के नोबेल पुरस्कार मिलल है. Then it will be एमन से कौने. Here it's एमन से कौन. In this case, the second B, third B.
So then we should sort out this thing between
Oblique.
when it's a case
Yes,
problem
yes.
or it is a context problem,
Yes.
right? Same as we had with the earlier discussion. More questions? Good. One left. What is the?
can finish and go. This is in Vijay Board.
Notice everybody is in alphabetical order now.
So we're going to talk about delinking in Assamese and Bangla.
So we'll first just give you a brief picture of what the description of our WHs. These are not all of them, but we came to realize that there are more. And then we'll talk about the context in which you can use a delinked WH and the ones where you can't. Then we'll check for the islands in which you can have a WH delinked one or you may not be able to. And finally, I think we have a part about superiority effects. So that's it. So there's just one distinction, this difference between Assamese and Bangla as far as our delinked WH is concerned. The Assamese one has a structure of WH followed by the classifier and then the noun phrase or whatever. And in Bangla we always get the WH followed by the noun and then the classifier. And these are all our WH expressions that are not inherently delinked. So we have what, who, and for the various cases, and then when, where, why, how many, and how much, and the classifiers can be any of these. So that's it. And yeah, so we'll just look at, so because we have a classifier, it sort of does something with delinking. It seems to be, at least when we give judgments, it sort of seems to be interacting with it. So let's look at what really happens. So key is what, key n is what n, con n, which n, and conenta is which n classifier. So we have three contexts here, and we'll look at which one works where and which doesn't. So the first is a context where you have no salient set of properties. Tomorrow is Raneen's birthday and Sham has bought a present for her and tells Dee about it. So the present can have any property, right? So Sham says, Ami Ronimer Jonno, Jonmodiner Jonne, Upohar Kinla. So I bought a gift for Raneen's birthday, and you can ask, what did you buy? You can ask, what gift did you buy? But you can't ask, which gift did you buy? With the classifier. And the next context is a context where you have a salient property of being a book. Whatever you're buying has a salient property of being a book, but you don't have a salient set of books. So it's Raneen's birthday tomorrow, and Sham has discussed gift options with Dee for Raneen's birthday earlier, and Sham says, I bought a book for Raneen, or I bought the book for Raneen. Actually, I think it should be the, okay, so I bought, whatever. I bought a book for Raneen. So you can't ask, what did you buy? Because it's already presupposed that you've bought a book. And what book did you buy is fine. Ki boy kinli is fine. But what you can still not ask is, what book classifier did you buy? And that's even more obvious from the fact that you can't. You can ask, this is okay. But what you can't do is you can't elide book. Because once you elide book, you don't have a salient set of books that you discussed with Dee about anymore. Something of that sort. So that happens. And then in context 3, you have the salient property of being a book, the stuff that you're buying, and you also have a salient set of books. So the context is, Sham says to Dee, I think I will get Raneen a book for her birthday. I'll either get her Midnight's Children or The Buried Giant, or if I find the Museum of Innocence, I'll definitely get her that. And the next day, Sham says, so I bought the book for Raneen. And Dee says, what did you buy? And that's not okay, because obviously it's already presupposed that something has been bought. What has been bought? And then Ki boy kinli, what book did you buy, is also not okay. And kon boita kinli, which book without the classifier did you buy, is also not okay. And what is perfectly fine is the context where you say kon boita kinli with the classifier. So essentially, probably you when you have a salient set of objects, it's okay to use your delinked WH. Then we have, so we tried the context in the handout, and so as you can see, which NCLF, which is the delinked one, is fine with only the context where you have a salient set of, objects. So yeah, the rest are not good. And who and what can be delinked? So you can delink who in someone enters a building, which is just like English, and what n is not applicable here because what can only go with objects, and then yeah, again you can delink it here. Yes, yeah. So that's the thing. So okay, so we're going to look at the island violations that we have. So we didn't quite find strong islands. I mean, what was strong in English were not strong for us, or at least that's what it seems like. So we looked at complex noun phrases, WH islands, coordinate structure islands, factives, and then embedding something into it, and then negatives. So so what we found was essentially that we can't move out of WH islands, coordinates, and also factives where your embedded CP has an initial complementizer, the J complementizer. So yeah, we have examples. I'll just discuss the
And
examples.
this is for extraction or for covert scope?
Covert scope. Covert scope. We can't do extraction anyway. So I mean, if covert scope doesn't work, extraction just sounds even worse. So yeah. So then what? Yeah. So negatives seem to be weak islands because you can sort of. It's okay to your WHs can have covert scope. I think all of them are arguments, so it's fine. Yeah, when you have adjuncts, it's not good, except for Y, which I think had a so it's a special. So then also weak one is the complex noun phrase where you have a non-finite TP as your embedded, whatever is embedded in the CNPC. Everything else is so that's the picture, and then we'll just go through the examples. So the first one, the CNPC, which is the one that is bad, is having a correlative. Is this a correlative structure? Yeah, correlative kind of structure. So you have Jay ki sham ke mala diyeche seta Rohimer. It's bad. Jay boita sham ke. Okay, so that's so we've tried it out with both argument WH and with the adjunct, because you get that sometimes it's okay with the argument but not with the adjunct, right? So Jay boita sham ke mala kobe dilo sheta Rohimer is also bad. Then the other kind of CNPC is with the non-finite TP. So that is okay with arguments, not okay with is okay with which, but not okay with what. What was the only one which it was not okay with, and also okay with adjuncts. Yeah, next. Okay, WH islands are just generally strong. I mean, we can't move out of them. We can't get covert scope anyway. And coordinate structure also. So in the coordinate structure case, we had initially in the previous presentation, at least when we looked through the judgment, we seem to feel that when you question the second coordinate, it's okay, not so bad. But this time when we looked at what Renuka said about how you have to be careful about how you're coordinating and what reading you're actually ending up getting, whether you're actually coordinating the CP and then eliding stuff. So when we looked through that, we found that it was just bad to coordinate things and then move the WH out of it. Yeah, the next one. So factives. So we can't. Our argument, if the WH is an argument and it's embedded in a factive predicate, then you can't take scope over matrix scope. So then also an adjunct, that's also bad. So factives seem to be strong islands for us, and the J kinds seem to be strong islands for us. The Bole, the final complementizer, Bole complementizer, embedded CPs are okay. You can move out of them. They're fine. you can get covert scope out of it, basically. Yeah.
But not with adjuncts.
Adjuncts are. We had a bit of a problem with adjuncts, but yeah, I mean, depends on the predicate. So, Churi Kora was fine because I think we also did we made it a NV predicate. Churita Kora is what it is. But it wasn't okay with every predicate. It didn't seem okay with me.
So this is the best this is a good one.
This is an okay one, yeah. I mean, we had mixed judgment on this. Yeah. Palash
Would be
কি
the-
করে
would
চুরি
be a possible answer?
পলাশ কি করে চুরিটা করলো বলে মেরিয়াম জানে I mean, did he go, what kind of
What sort of manner he used to
To steal with
Yeah.
Maybe he dug a hole under the gun and then
through the tunnel.
yeah, how did he actually do
Along-
it?
threw it along
Yeah,
like
that. So
the tar sort of helps.
Yeah.
Without the tar, without the classifier, it's far worse than with the classifier. If we say that the classifier sort of helps,
Because
then
then
that
you do
would
it
be
which manner,
yeah,
in which manner as opposed to how.
no, not that. The tar basically is like so we are presupposing that
Which of the
the
manners?
that the theft happened, and so there are some sort of possible manners of regularly
Oh, I
how
see.
he-
The how is by itself, and you're saying, in which way did the theft?
the yes
the
the
theft
theft.
happen? I see. Okay. Not which manner. That's okay.
yeah, not which manner. Next one. Yeah, so negative islands seem for us were weak islands. So we have so these are the examples from the adjuncts. So the adjuncts are not that great. Y is of course
Yeah.
not that great an example. How is bad and how many was I don't know, not that great. But we have another instance of how many, which is not kota, which is kotogulo. Yeah, so kotogulo is good. So when we do kotogulo, with gulo is a classifier again. So that's fine. That's good for us.
Ulu is a little bit definite, right?
Yes.
Is when you say
So it's sort of the context where we were talking about
Some
sort of
set of
Mhm.
books and then
then
how
the how
many.
many is sort of getting de-linked in that context, and then it appears to be like
Yeah.
better than quota.
Yeah, and the rest of them, which are arguments, are all fine, and also with the modal. That's pretty much it. So superiority violations, what we found was that what is okay is to have our delinked WH. So the class canonical word order is SOV, and we tried looking at whether it's okay to do OSV, and you question both. So then what's okay is to have your object WH be a delinked WH. That's okay. But when you reverse the order, then it's not good. As in, S could be anything here. It could be a delinked or non-delinked, but that would not be. Am I saying it right?
so.
Yeah.
Your convoita K is okay, like your variant of 1A, right? 11 is sorry. Because
Yes.
Voita. You have
Voita.
convoita.
So interestingly, con is this one. So con voi ke porche is bad. So but if you reduplicate the con, get a distributive reading, it's fine now. You repair it. You can repair it here. So but it's not again good if you don't distribute K. So when you get a pairless reading, it's fine, which is expected, I suppose. Yeah. So that's about it.
That's all. Questions?
So now can we go back to context 2?
Yes.
So here in the C, are you looking at both with the classifier, or is it one? What is the difference between the two? C
Yeah,
that you have
so-
mentioned?
When you have the classifier here, you can't elide the noun phrase. If you elide the noun phrase, then there's a clash of what you're expecting, because the classifier tells you that you have to pick something which is from a salient set of objects, and once you can only elide something that's already salient, that's already in the context. So you can't really elide that and get the reading.
No,
Konda ki, what did you buy? So this becomes. Oh, are you asking what they mean?
what is the difference between two? Aren't they two similar? Maybe you just
Convoita and Conta. That's what
So
they
this is
call it.
what this is. Which one did you buy? And this is which book did you buy? So the
but aren't they both Convoita?
No,
So
no.
boy is
Oh, actually, what you might have done is just not add the boy. It would be easier because
Oh,
if
yeah,
you put
yeah,
the parenthesis and the asterisk, that means it's bad, whether or not
Oh,
you
yeah.
did elide,
So the
right?
parentheses should be.
So you
classed
should
as
remove boy completely
and
and say Conta Kinley is bad. Then
Okay.
there wouldn't be this issue.
Okay,
So, but you can say actor, right? There were 5 books. I mean, actor, Kinley, right? Or Kinlam. So you in a declarative, you can get a delinked reading. I bought one of them, dropping the book, right?
Yes,
But it's interesting that
and while asking
this is oh no, this is the context where a specific set of books is not given. I see, yeah. I wanted to ask, just like your basic thing is, in Bangla, if you didn't have a WH, if you say Boita, it means the book. And then you add the phone or whatever, that seems to be like which of the books, right? So in Assamese, you say the equivalent of Taboi.
yeah, means we usually add the classifier after the noun bohikon.
In the basic case, in the non-dub, like if you wanted to say I bought the book, what would you say?
মই বহীখন আনিলো
Word,
কিতাপখন
kitab.
Kitab
So kitab would come first and
কিতাপখন
then
come first and
so
then
that
followed by
they're the same when it comes to
declarative.
expressing definiteness in the declarative.
Yeah,
But in the case of a
As-
WH
our classifier attaches to the WH word.
and makes, so that's a unexpected difference, but
I had a question. I didn't hear. So in Assamese, is it okay to don't say book?
Uh,
Like using the classifier with the word WH rather than so
in Assamese,
in Assamese.
yeah.
So
In this
Assamese-
context,
Yeah, in this context, like she's saying, you cannot say who dash classifier in Bangla. But can you say that in Assamese since your classifier is with the WH?
means you want me to say কোনখন আনিলি?
Yeah.
No. In this context, it won't be possible.
Still you cannot.
Still, I cannot say. The context has to be that then I can say the কোনখন আনিলি.
So
In the third context, that
You
set
cannot
of
say
books
that.
is not set of books is salient.
So it's still, there's a sense in which it's off the books,
Right.
even if it is morphologically attaching to the left.
And then the second context is that can you ask Convoy Kinley without the classifier, like just Convoy Kinley?
No, in Assamese. No.
In Bangla.
Instead of keyboy, you're asking convoy.
Convoy without the
So
classifier.
we can
but-
argue, yeah, like that with keyboy, I would expect a type. I mean, I'm open to a type reading and a name of a book. While with the phone boy, the type reading is blocked. I can only expect the name of a book. Also, phone will not. Key will never go with a delinked context where there's a salient set of books, but phone can be delinked, and it naturally lends itself to delink with the help of ta.
Okay.
But then why is C bad in 3? In the third context?
Because it has C bad in. Because the ta is not, because it's a very.
Oh, you need
it's a-
the da.
Yeah.
we need the ta because there's a contextually salient set of books.
So that's why I was in the second where you don't have a contextually salient set of books. Can you ask Convoy and get the name of the book?
There's some variation in judgments, but we can have a question mark there rather than a star is what we felt. Like keyboy is the most natural thing because since there's no contextually salient set of books, you can answer if it's a type of book or a specific name, so it goes better with the context than.
You can.
You wouldn't give genres if you
because
have
phone can
context.
come without
Okay.
the error
if it is in a second context, but again there's a
sort of
given depends on speaker judgments vary there a little.
So is there clear case where convoy, not up, convoy Kinley is really good? In
Which context?
no, in any context, like where would I really be
Oh, okay.
able to say convoy?
It can pass only in the second context. It's blocked in both, like completely blocked. Huh. Like even in the first one, phone Upohar Kinley is kind of bad because there is no here there's a property of being a book and then you're picking out objects that denote that of that property. But with Upohar there's like if we consider common nouns, they are all different, like no contextually salient property is at issue there. So
I mean, you haven't yet specified that what the gift
kind of,
is,
yeah.
what
So
property.
here you
it's
have
gonna
phone Upohar and that's that. Because
Yes.
there wasn't
Yeah.
a particular set of
Set
even phone
gifts.
Upohar is bad
also
there,
bad.
also bad there.
Phone Upohar is also that. Oh, we haven't put that.
Put that here.
I'm still not very clear where I could use phone Upohar or phone kitab, convoy without the ta.
Second set from where we have a salient property there, but not say contextually salient objects
Okay.
with that
Then we
property.
can-
And then you can use.
Then you can it has one more layer of specificity than key, and with ta it's very specific. I'm not sure if I'm using the right terminology, but
That's the same.
if we have like 3 sets, one of all objects, then one of books, and within it a set of 5 books, then 4 with ta would only be in the lowest, yes. And cone can pass on without ta can only sort of arguably pass in the middle set.
More questions? Okay. I think everybody is very thank you really. It was, I think it's, I was a little bit worried that I'm letting you know, without having enough details but this was my hope that we would get some systematicity and some new information. And I think we've definitely done that, right? So lunch and then
We'll come back by 2:30. We'll start by 2:30.
2:30.
Has everyone taken a handout?
No.
And has everyone signed on the attendance? No one. Yeah, I just that's one. So, I didn't sign it. Yeah, we sent it today. So, could you just track where the attendance sheets are?
This room is going to be locked, right?
Yes.